Alright, welcome back to the channel. So, I've been busy for a bit, working on my game here. And so I thought instead of not uploading for a couple weeks or so, I'd do something. So here we have a different type of video where I'll be doing a sort of devlog. So, what we'll be doing is basically, we're making a bit of a drone system. So if you look on the picture on the screen right now, that is basically the concept of this next character that I'm gonna do, and I'm hoping it works. I might need to pull up a tutorial every now and then. I mean, I can't script everything, so first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of just grab all this stuff here and then just move it out of my way, put it into a folder. Oh no, that's not a folder, that's a folder. I'll just put it into my server storage here. And so what we're going to do is, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to just make like a raycast thing and then figure out how I can get this to work. That's the wrong, there we go. So I'm going to need to refresh my brain on raycasting. So actually I need the dummy from here first of all. There's Bob. He's so sad. So what we're going to do is I'm just gonna take this and I'm going to simply just make it a 1 by 1 by 1. And so this is going to be, I'll make it bigger. So this is basically gonna be our little test for a drone here to see if I can actually do this. So I'm just gonna name this drone. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is, so the idea here is I'm going to put in a script here. So first of all, I'm going to have to figure out how to raycast it so it floats. So what I'm going to do is raycast it to the ground and make it go up a certain height that I want it to. And then I'll make a few parts in here and then I'll see if it works properly. So I'll go do that. So before I do this, I'm gonna look up a tutorial because I honestly completely forgot how to raycast. So I'll just speed this up when I actually get to the script part. So yeah. All right, so I've pulled up this devlog thing here. So I pulled up this thing here, and I'll just code it. I'm actually going to first of all make the drone a variable, so I'm just going to do this, so I don't gotta keep typing script.parent. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to see where this is facing first of all, because actually, oh, that's not what I want to do. Stop. So I want to see which ways this is actually facing first of all. So okay, so I'm just gonna turn the dummy this way too. Okay. Let me close all these up. Okay. So I'm going to do like negative 500. Then I'll do a 0 here. So basically I'm just going to do no. Okay, it's deprecated, but I hope it works right. So then I'm just going to do, if I'm doing this right, it should do a print. Actually, I'm going to do a while wait loop here. Okay, so I'm going to take this, I'm going to paste it into here. I'll actually make it a weight 5, so I'm not like spamming my output with this. So I'm gonna anchor it, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run. And let's see if it will, if I did this right. So let me just, yeah, that's right. Let me just, now I run it. Okay, so let's see if I did this right. So it should give me the distance from the ground, if I did it correctly. Unless I just didn't do it at all. Oh, I didn't even put it for the print. Okay. There, print distance there. Okay. So if this is correct, it should give me my distance. Alright, there we go. There's our distance. Okay, so let me drag it down a bit, see if it changes. Yep, alright, there it is. So then, I guess what we're going to do here is you're going to okay, so if I know what I'm doing here, I'm gonna have to make a, if I did this right, I don't know if I did, I'm going to make like somewhat, I'm gonna make it mimic somewhat of like a pet system in some other games. So I'm gonna have to pull up the tutorial. I'm not a masterclass scripter, obviously, so I guess I'll skip to the scripting part again when I get there. Okay, so let's get to some scripting here. So I will be putting the tutorials that I followed in the description because I should. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make somewhat of like a pet system, such as in some other games, see if it follows how I want it to. And so I'm just gonna type it up based on this tutorial I have over here. So I'm gonna get the run service. And so what we're going to do is we're going to set the offset here. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the offset. I want to make the offset like, so what I'm going to do, so right here, let's see where this is right now. So it's like 4.5, and I want it to float like right about let's say 10. So I'll make that floaties. So I'm just following based on this tutorial here. So I guess I'll find out if this works how I want it to. I hope it does. So what it's doing is we're going to get the phone service here. Using humanoids probably isn't the best choice here, but it will work with the rest of my codes, and I don't really feel like editing it so hard that I have another whole like 3 days before I get something to work. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to sort of just bind this here. So there we go. Now if I do this correctly, I'm going to name this, actually no, I'm not going to name it. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to switch all this to go to the root part there. And then what I'm going to do afterwards is I'm going to make the actual drone part look at its target through the C-frame of the Motor 6. So I'm gonna have to go get my other code for that because I totally forgot what to do with that. So I'll just go grab that real quick. Okay, so here is my other code. This is kind of based off of an R6 rig. I doubt it'll work properly, but I'll find out. So I'm just going to name this like look at. So I'm going to see what it does. So I'm gonna run it, and it is anchored. I need to unanchor it first. Let me unanchor the this bit right here, and now I'll run it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to edit this code a bit. Where is this torso at? There it is. I'll just rename this to like, I'll just bring this back to the humanoid part. I'll rename this to, there we go. Now let's see what it does. Guess it's not gonna be that easy then. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm gonna have to change this code a bit. So I'm just going to comment all this. Being mega lazy here, but you know. All this here. And let's see what it does now. Okay, so it's sort of looking there. I'm gonna have to change some things up here. Let's see. See what happens if I negative this. Oh, whoops. I shouldn't have negative that. Okay, what I meant to do was, let's see here. I'll make the angle negative. I was kind of play around with this for a bit. See if it eventually gives me what I want. There we go. It's sort of getting there. Alright, so this is kind of what I've got here. Took a while, had to play around with the code a bit. So now the next thing I'm going to do is see if it's actually like pointing where I want it to. So this thing right here, this is going to be basically, it's going to mimic what we want the wings to look like on our drone here. So I'll just get the value right here first. Come on. There we go. So now that we have that, I'm just going to put this into the drone model here. I'll click the root. No, I'll click the drone here. I'll weld it together and I'm going to turn off can't collide and all this stuff. Turn on massless and there we go. That's exactly what I wanted to do. So now that we have this, what we're going to do next is we're going to give it a bit of a smoke particle down on the ground beneath it. So I'm going to make a small thing here, so 1 by one, but that's not what I want to do. One by one by one. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put in a particle emitter. Well, first actually we'll just go and grab my pre-made particles here that I already made before. See where it was. We're gonna find it. Here it is. I'll copy the smoke here. Paste here. Emit it. Alright, I'm going to rotate it this way. Okay. Now I'm just gonna have to make it a whole lot smaller. That's definitely way too big. So I'm going to just make the size like 1, 2. Oh, I unclicked it. Let's see if it's getting where I want it to do. Yeah, this is about right. I'll turn it down here. Yep, good enough. Let's see if I can just let me up the rate here. Yeah, alright. So we're going to just change the color here as well. Make it a little bit brighter. Just like that. Maybe it would be better if we did just something like this. So I'm going to, what we're going to do here is we're going to make the particles like, so this is going to be a particle that's just going to always be playing. And then we're going to play this smoke ring every once in a while. So it kind of looks like that. So what we're going to do is we will name this. So then afterwards what we're going to do is we're going to go to our script here. Get our raycast back. We're gonna put this we're gonna spawn this so it works all the time. So now what we're going to do is this is going to be our particle here. We're going to can't light off, turn all this off. We're going to anchor it. And then we are going to, so we're going to find the, we're going to make a variable for the particles. So, now what we're going to do is we're going to do take the particles here. We're going to change the position to we're going to do if I'm doing this right. I don't know, I'm not really the best with the math when it comes to this. So we're just gonna see if this works. We're gonna run. And it did not work. Oh, did it? Where'd it go? Okay, so, well, it's right here. So we're going to actually turn this into a full ball weight loop, and then we're going to just do that. Divide it by 2. See what that does. Let me get rid of the print here. So how big is the base plate here? So the base plate is 20. Alright, so I'm back after really trying to get this to work, and it was so easy. I just need to do this. I don't know why I was trying to overcomplicate it. This is literally the easiest way I could have done this. So now the next step is to make the orbiting somewhat. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to play this again. And so what I'm going to do for this is probably definitely not the best way to do this, but it's the way I have in my mind right now. So what I'm basically just going to do is I'm just going to have a part. So I'm going to grab the position of the humanoid root part here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it there. Okay, well I should anchor it first. Okay, so I'm going to put it there. So this is going to be where we are going to orbit the thing from. So what we're going to be putting here is, I'm going to have to put it back again. Okay. Grab this again. There we go. Okay, so we're going to name this orbit part. So this is going to be the part that will go to the root part. And so afterwards what we're going to do is the drone here, it will hopefully orbit. So what I'm going to make this part spin slowly like this. It's definitely probably an easier way to do this, but this is the idea I have in my head right now. So this is going to be the part that will go to the root part. We're going to turn off the can collide and stuff. We're going to get a variable here, so if I can spell correctly. So you're going to put the orbit part here. So orbit part dot position equals target dot position. And so what should happen here is it should go right to the, yep, there it is. Okay, so now that it's here, we are going to go back to our code here. And so we're going to basically just take this stuff here, and we're going to edit it a bit to where it will instead go to it will instead orbit and whatever to the orbit part here. So I'm just going to comment this so I have it in case I mess this up. So what I'm going to do is we're going to make this the orbit part.cframe. So we're going to pivot to, it's going to pivot to the thing there. We're going to put this here first so that it actually works. So now this is here. It should instead be going to where the this is. So now that we have this, if we take this, theoretically it should. Yeah, there we go. So now it's sort of orbiting around our character here. So now that we have that, I'm going to actually push the drone back a bit because it's kind of real close. So now that it's here, so it's kind of like right there. And so now when we do this, there we go, it's orbiting a bit there. So this is exactly what I wanted to do. There's definitely probably an easier way to do this, probably a lot smarter way to do it. That won't probably, if this does cause a bunch of performance issues, oh well. I'll fix it up later. So basically, we're going to make our orbit part here. We're going to be changing its position, changing its orientation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do tweens here because that's the only idea I have right now. So what I'm going to do is I will make a spawn here, so spawn function. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do tweens create orbit part. I'm going to tween in and what I'm going to do is, so here. So what it's going to do is it will, first of all, fix the orientation here. There we go. And so I'm going to make it turn back on itself, so it'll be like that. And then basically that should be pretty much it. If I'm doing this correctly, I'm going to do 2. I'm going to do this, and it's going to be orientation. I'm going to see if 360 works here. So now that we have this, we're just going to see what it does. And it is not. Oh, I didn't play the tween. Okay, so play. And let's see what it does here. Put this into a wall weight loop, so wall weight do. Oh, come on. There we go. So here we have this. So it's going to just. Then I'm gonna do weight 2. See what it does. So what I'm going to change this up here. See what happens. I mean, it's going. So I'm gonna definitely slow this down. So I'm gonna put it to like maybe 10. And now I'll play it. So now we kind of got it orbiting a little bit here. Just exactly how I want it to. Yep. It's going. Let's see what it does when it comes back around. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to do. So now that there's a lot of stuff going on here, definitely could be optimized a whole lot more, I think. So basically what I'm just gonna do, put another spawn function here. I'm definitely putting a whole lot of spawn functions. Definitely not. I don't think I should be doing this, but you know. So I'll just do this. I'm going to do emit 25, and I'll do another wall weight loop. I'll put this as wall weight 5. And so this will be the occasional spread of the smoke that will play. If it works. Yeah, so there it goes. You can kind of see it going. I should probably turn that down. Maybe wall weight 1.2. That's kind of. There we go. So this is kind of what I wanted to do here. It does stutter at the start, but then it locks back into it though. I don't think that'll be much of a problem though, considering that it's definitely gonna probably be swapping around its target a bunch of times. So if I move the dummy here, it should follow. There we go. So let's see. Maybe I should turn down the. Let me turn it down here. Put it to O2. So it goes a little bit slower. Well, sort of slower. Hold on. I'll do 1. Let's see what it does here. that down even more. Maybe it should be lower. There we go. Now it's a lot slower. I should probably speed it up though. I think I like 2.1. So this is pretty much what we got here. So this is going to be basically our drone here. So now what we're going to be doing next is we're going to be basically making the projectiles that we'll be shooting, and we'll make them do damage. So we're going to put in a part here. We're going to name this bullet, and so we're just going to get kind of the shape we want here. Let's see, where's the front? I use particle emitters to see where the front is. So alright, so here we have this. Well, actually, I'll just go back. Let me see. Where is it? Here we go. Alright, where is this razor? Actually, I'll copy it. Copy. Paste. Orientation. 0, 0, 0. Alright, where's it facing? Actually, I'll copy paste here too. So I'll just kind of reuse what I've got here already. So we're gonna change the color here. Let's make it like, there we go. So now that we have this, we're going to size it down. Maybe a little bigger. Yeah, that's good. And we're going to ungroup, and then we're just gonna stretch it a bit. And so here's our bullet here, so we're just gonna name this bullet. And so what we're going to do is we're going to just go back to another code that I already have written up. Okay, well, we gotta give it a hitbox too, can't forget that. Alright, so here's its hitbox. Gonna group that. Now we're gonna name this bullet. So here's our bullet. And we're going to get the hitbox. We're gonna rename that to hitbox. And so we're going to weld the bullet to the hitbox, just like that. And so now that we have this, we're going to go back into our main handler here. And so here we have it going to, we have it, this is where it clones. Then it's going to get the position. We're gonna get the angle and stuff. Well, hold on. I should change this ahead of time because, there we go. So now we're going to grab the, this is where we have, so it's shooting from the direction of the drone part. So this is the part that's going to be looking at the player. And so I'm going to have to add the breeze. And so now that we have this, we're gonna get a firing sound, see if we can find one here. Let's see, I'll search laser. Okay, so we have this. We're going to just insert this into the model. Gonna rename this to shoot. And so we're gonna grab the sound of the engine playing as well from Owen here. Gonna go to the torso, grab the engine, grab that, then just paste in there. Gonna turn down the volume because obviously. And so now that we have this, we're going to turn this into a function here. So now we have this, we're going to paste that into there. And then we're going to go back into this other main handler. So we're going to do grab this. So we have the run service here. When it's going to actually, let's actually do it while wait. So we're gonna do while wait 5 too. So we're going to do if target. Nope. If it's not equal to no, and we're going to grab the magnitude wherever that is. Let's see if I can find that. Let's see. Here we go. So here's our magnitude script right here, or line of code for it. And now we're just going to get well, first of all, we got to make sure it actually is there. So now we're going to put the magnitude here. So if the magnitude, so if its distance is, let's say, well, we got to put this in. And then we're going to make the magnitude like, we'll make it 8. So then we'll do the shoot. So we're going to turn this down too. Going to just make sure that it actually plays the sound. And so now when we play this, it should, let's see if it does it. Okay, so I forgot something here. Dot value. There. Now it should shoot it here soon enough. Unless the magnitude is too low, I'm gonna have to turn it up. Yeah, okay. I'll have to do some, see what exactly the magnitude is here. So I'm just gonna print that. Then I'll just do that with the 10 maybe. Let's see what it gives me. 14. Alright, so it needs to be a little bit higher then. So we'll turn this to 15. And then it should start shooting. Let's see. Oh well, yeah, it kind of did. We're going to anchor the hitbox here. Get the thing here. Where's that? I lost it. Okay, here it is. I'm actually gonna change this to the root part actually. So now it should. Gonna unanchor the bullet. Now let's see what it does. Not exactly where I want it to go. Okay. Let's go back into this. It must be different than I actually had it. So we're going to. I'm actually gonna go back to where I have mouse aim and stuff because I'm actually gonna use that instead of this. So I'll be right back. There we go. Oh, go back. Okay. I'm thinking the way it should fix it. Yeah, there it goes. Alright, so here, now it is shooting at its target here. You can kind of see what it's doing here. It's shooting. So this is basically what I want it to do here. It will circle around the player and it will shoot at the player. And it will deal damage. I don't have it dealing damage right now, but it will do damage. So this is pretty much the idea here. It's looking pretty good. A little bit messy, but it works. So if I move this, it should kind of follow it around a bit. So it's following around, and if it stops, it'll start shooting again. So that's pretty much the main idea here. Doing exactly what I want it to do. So we have the motor 6 for the head or whatever, looking at its target. It's raycasting the particle down at the bottom here to the ground, and it is orbiting the player based on the orbit part here. There's probably going to be a lot easier way to do this, probably a more organized way too, instead of using 5,000 scripts. But this is pretty much it. So I guess I'm just gonna end it here. I will probably come back to this, but I'll see. So this is pretty much all done here. Just a few tweaks and stuff, and I think it should be ready for me to start modeling and animating, which will be the next one. So I'll see you until then.